A violent snowstorm, a stranger at my window, and a silent call that shattered the night. These are three true encounters that made winter feel unsafe forever. The chill of a winter afternoon can be deceiving. For one individual in rural Ontario, a simple dog walk was a cherished ritual. They lived in a tight-knit community adjacent to a sprawling, quiet woodland. One February day, with a fresh layer of powder covering the trails, they ventured out with their canine companion. Seeking a path less traveled, they chose a route that led to an open space, perfect for using their new binoculars. Scanning the tree line, they spotted something unsettling: a ragged blue shelter, crudely constructed between the pines. Dusk was approaching, so they turned back. That's when they noticed their dog acting strangely, ears pricked, nose to the ground. Looking down, they saw a fresh line of massive boot prints heading in their direction. No one had passed them. The only explanation was terrifying. As the last light faded, their dog froze and began a low, fierce growl. Spinning around, they saw a towering figure in winter camouflage standing motionless just a few yards away. The stranger's lips moved soundlessly. The walker, who was partially deaf, tried to explain they couldn't hear, then hurried home. Shaken but unharmed, the real horror began hours later. A text from a neighbor asked if they were okay. Their dog was barking uncontrollably. They found the animal in a frenzy at the back door. Peering into the darkness, the motion light flashed on. It was him. The man from the woods was now standing in their backyard. Staring directly at the house, they retreated, called the police, and barricaded themselves upstairs, weapon in hand. A shadow slid under the bedroom door. They waited, breath held, for the handle to turn. It never did. Officers arrived to find the patio glass shattered and the gate to the forest wide open. The makeshift shelter was later investigated, but the man was never found. The woods were silent, but the footprints in the snow were a scream. The next story shifts to two sisters, Alina and Maya. One December evening, they went to see a holiday horror film, sneaking in despite being underage. During a tense scene, a phone call ruined the moment. It was their father, a forestry worker. He texted asking them to bring lunch to his remote work site as the usual diner was closed. Without question, they drove deep into the wintry forest, a place they'd always found beautiful. At the base of a frozen lake, they saw a figure in a dark coat, back turned. Calling out, they received no reply. Alina pulled back the hood, and a stranger spun around, waving their father's phone with a manic grin. He lunged. The sisters tore through the snow, adrenaline fueling their escape to the car. As Alina reversed, the man dropped out of sight by her tire. They thought they'd lost him. Back home, their furious father explained, his phone had been stolen from the job site earlier that day. The police found the device, but not the thief. The family thought it was over. Then, at 1 a.m, a text flashed on Alina's screen. "I like that your house is only lit by your bedroom TV." She looked out her second-story window. The same man was there, smiling, aiming a weapon right at her. Glass exploded into the room. The family hid, called for help, and survived the attack. After police swept the area, they made a sickening discovery. A tracking device had been planted on Alina's car tire when the man crouched beside it. He had followed them home. He didn't want the phone. He wanted an invitation. Our final tale is a drive that became a nightmare. During a brutal holiday blizzard, a worker left a family gathering late, tired, and having had a few drinks. Their old sedan was no match for the unplowed roads. Taking a curve too fast, the car skidded off the pavement and slammed into a tree. Stranded and waiting for a tow, they heard footsteps circling the vehicle over the howling wind. Getting out, they saw nothing. Then a wet, chewing sound came from the dark tree line. They shouted. Silence followed. Back inside the car, something thudded against the passenger window. Emerging again, They discovered a ring of boot prints around the car leading into the woods. Along the trail were splatters of blood, growing heavier. Their flashlight beams soon landed on a gutted deer carcass, its head removed. Horrified, they ran back to the wreck, and there, placed neatly on the driver's seat as if waiting, was the severed head of the deer, its glassy eyes staring upward. They fled on foot down the road. When their father arrived, they returned to the scene. The head and the carcass were gone. Only a dark stain and drag marks remained in the snow. Winter's beauty masks a deeper, quieter danger. These three individuals learned that lesson in the most frightening ways possible. Their stories remind us that isolation and the cold can amplify every threat, real or unseen. If these true accounts of winter horror resonated with you, please support the channel by hitting the LIKE button. It truly helps Winds of Thought continue sharing these unsettling narratives. Stay curious and stay safe out there.